Hey, David. Yeah, the Tanya of the day. So we're in the middle of Perek Zayin. We're going to finish Perek Zayin today. We learned about everything in the world comes from. It's divided into two sources: source of liveliness, and we have the three klipos atmeos, which are purely evil. They give life to everything that's forbidden, and we have everything that's mutter. They get their life from the fourth klipos. That's called klipas noga. It's called noga. Noga from the word or. From the word it means light. So therefore, there's being that there's still a level of light and holiness in this klipa. That's why it's called klipas noga. And everything that's mutter that we're allowed to do, we're allowed to access, we're allowed to eat, we're allowed to use, receive their vitality from klipas noga. Now, the thing about klipas noga we learned is that it's an intermediate between the three klipos atameos that are purely evil and between holiness. So it can actually go both ways. So yesterday we finished off explaining how you could take something that's mutter, and if you use it for a mitzvah, you decide you want to eat meat and wine because that'll open up your mind span. You'll be able to learn better afterwards. So you'll be able to learn Torah and serve Hashem better. So if you're eating with those intentions, that's why you want to eat this food. Then you're elevating the food up to holiness. Today, the Tanya addresses how it works in reverse. That if you're just going to eat something because you desire to eat it and you want to eat it, something that's mutter, I'm talking about, right? So you're drawing down the klipas noga to the three klipas atameos, where it's pure evil. And at that time, when you're eating and enjoying yourself, just having a good old time, you are connected and receiving vitality from the three klipas atameos that are pure evil. Now, first of all, as we know, real life, people have a very hard time not giving into their desires. So, secondly, we also are lucky just due to the fact that it's the intermediate and it's everything that's mutter. Mutter, the Tanya explains, comes from the word matir asurim, freeing someone from prison. He's free. He's able to go in and out. He's not subjected to being in prison. So too, everything that's mutter is not subjected to anything. So you just had a good old time. You decided you gave into your desires and you ate something that was really tasty, really enjoyable. Can't blame you for it. But afterwards, with that vitality that you received from that good old chocolate bar that you just had a good time eating, you decide to go and learn Torah. So you're using that strength that you got from the chocolate bar to learn Torah. Oh, now you've elevated that part of you, the chocolate part inside of you. The chocolate turns into blood; it becomes a part of your system. And at the time, it's associated with the three klipos of tameos, and now you're elevating it up to holiness. So obviously, the right thing to do, first approach, is not to enjoy ourselves in lies, but you find it hard, challenging, whatever it is afterwards. It could always after the fact. You had chocolate, you had a good time. Okay, now let me take that chocolate bar and use it to do a mitzvah. Use it to daven. Use it to learn Torah. And by doing so, you're elevating it up. You're extracting it from the three klipos of tomatoes, and you're elevating it up to holiness after the fact that you had a good old time. Now, that only applies to things that you eat that are mutter. But if you eat something that's usr, afterwards, if you learn Torah, if you do a mitzvah, it will not be elevated up to holiness. It remains trapped in the three klipos atameos. There are two ways of extracting it from there. One is when Mashiach comes and all the evil will be removed from this world, so it will elevate it up to holiness. And two is if you do this level of tshuva from love, but not just any ordinary love. It's a high level of love that's called Ava Rabba, that comes from such an intense amount of thirstiness that we have to get closer to Hashem. And we want to get close to Hashem so desperately that we do tshuva with that desperation to get close to Hashem, with that because of the love that we have for Hashem. That also can extract these three klipas atameos, the usher stuff that we ate from three klipas atameos, can elevate it up to holiness. Now, it's actually something that is unique to Balei Tshuva. Like we know, it says in the place that Balei Tshuva stand, even the greatest tzaddikim can't stand. Why? Because only Balei Tshuva can have this intense amount of love towards Hashem that comes from thirst for Hashem. How thirsty can a tzaddik who's always with Hashem be for Hashem? You can't get that thirsty. He can reach he has a certain level of love. It's a great amount of love. It's wonderful. But the amount of love and thirst that a Baal Tshuva has for Hashem is much more intense. It's much greater. And only with that love can you elevate the three klippos atameos up to holiness. So, B'ezrat Hashem, should we always do everything l'shem shamayim? And if we follow and we don't, then we should make it after l'shem shamayim. And we should all do proper tshuva, and tshuva with the highest level of love. Until Mashiach said, Keinu techem v'miyad mamash.